The room is almost full. How is possible this? So, welcome again. You can imagine that the title of my presentation is not mine. I just says to my colleagues, okay, I will talk about VBA, and they think about that, think, and the idea for the title is with my colleagues. So, useful file automatization tricks with a little help from VBA. But how many of you are working with macros? Oh, nice. It's better. Great. So, I will show you small magic. And the magic is just to use macro recorder. But after that, we will convert this pink magic into the blue one. Just using some VBA code. So the business case, this is my content. First, I will show you the business case, how this starts, how the idea was started. After then, I will use macro recorder just to create a simple VBA code. And of course, after then, we will edit it a little bit. So the business case was interesting moment that we can't have a decision using, for example, Power Query or Power Pivot or something like this. If I'm wrong, guys, at the end of the session, you can cut me. But I'm sure that it's impossible to do this without VBA. So the idea was something like this. We have a big table with data. The data is a different country, and in the different country we have lots of states, and we need to create a separate file by country, and inside of all this country we need a pivot table by states and their cells. So I'm using Visual Basic to create this. This is the step. So first, the demo will present how to create a macro using macro recorder just to extract unique country without dynamic arrays, this new function, just macro recorder. After then, I will use again macro recorder to generate simple code just to save file in some folder, thank you. And after then, I need a variable that will look for the different country name. And of course, small code to create a pivot table. And of course, at the end, we need to loop this. So, what will include the first macro? It's a super simple macro that will copy the countries, paste it in the new sheet, remove duplicates, and just rename the sheet. That's all. So the next macro will filter our data by selected country, copy this filtered data to the new file, and save the new file in the same name like the country, okay? So after that, I will set the variable, and the variable name will be my country. It will be simple string. And this will be the pivot table code. I will write you in a minute. So the loop must include just select the next country and do the same. It's a demo time. As you already know, a couple of you already was in my training session. I don't like to use presentation. That's why I prefer to use demo. So first, this is the data. As I already says, the zoom is for me, not for you. So this is the geography ID, some city postal code. This is the state. And this is the country. And we have some cells in this state and this country. So first, we need to create a macro just to see the unique name of the countries. I have a developer tab. and need to record macro. And I will call this macro by country. Okay. And I will put this in this workbook. So just press OK. Now select the country, simple copy, add new sheet, paste it, remove duplicates. OK. I have 7 unique values. Nice. Rename the sheet. I will call this help by country. Okay. And select the A2. This is my first country. Okay. So now I have a sheet with unique countries. So the next one, I need to select my data sheet here, filter this data by country, and create the new one and paste the filtered data. So go back here. This is my end action. And do the next macro. Record macro. This will be macro by files. Again, in the same workbook. Press OK. Go to my data. Select A1. My data don't have an empty row. So if I don't have an empty row, I can select just A1, go to the data, select filter, filter by some country, no matter which one. OK. Now I will press Control A, copy this data, open the new blank workbook using Control N, paste it. And now I can just auto-fit a little bit column and start creating pivot table. Actually, it's a little bit cheating moment because I will delete all this code later just to know where is the place that I should replace my simple pivot table code. So now just press OK, save the file. In Bulgaria Excel days, in this folder, I have subfolder that is called country. And I will name the file the same. It was Australia. Yeah? The same. OK, almost like the, yeah, because it starts with A. Now, so this is the active workbook. When I close this workbook, the active one is go back to my data. So this is all that I need. I will stop recording and go to the Visual Basic window. So here, under the module, we have a code that is generated. So the first one, nice. The first one here is macro by country. So here we have just the same. This is the selected column. I copy it, add new sheet, paste it. There is application cut copy mode false. I need to edit a little bit this code because it depends on our data. It could be not only 670 rows, it could be more and more. So if I edit this something like this, just remove duplicate from column A, it's enough. And we have a header. May I zoom out a little bit? So the moment that we rename the sheet, I need just to select first and after then rename. And you can see that the code that is generated, sheet 1 was selected, and after then sheet 1 was renamed. I can delete this, and when I add a new sheet, this is automatically become the active sheet. So I can replace this with active sheet. And when I say no, active, let me active. A-K-T-I, okay. Active sheet, I can't see. Active sheet name, it's okay now. Too much shortcuts. So, that means no matter what is the next sheet that we create, this will be the active one. And my code will be working. So the next step is just to edit a little bit the code that presents this filter, copy, paste, create new, etc. So I will zoom in again. Okay, the first step was just go back to our data, go to A1 cell, filter it, and here I can do a couple of things. For example, if I, at the beginning, if I name this range, I can use the name of the range here. Or if I do the same to delete the rows, this means that every time I will select 1 million, etc. rows, and my code is going slowly. That's why it's better to leave this in this situation. But if I want to be sure that next time I have my data will be, for example, not more than 1,000. Is it 1,000? Okay. It's enough for me. So here is the moment that I need to declare my variable. So in Bulgarian, it sounds super interesting. Variable means something that is changing. So in English, it's okay, but in Bulgarian, sorry guys, that for the foreigner, I just want to say this in Bulgarian. Променливата е нещо, дето се променя в кода. You can't say the same in English. So, this is the moment that I need to declare my variable. So, dim my country, a string, okay? And here is the moment that I need to set what is the value that will take my variable. So my country will be equal to active cell value. So remember, the last step that we have is on this sheet, and first we select the Australia. So my variable at this moment will set the Australia value. And here I says, okay, give me the name of my country. Next, here, we select the sheet, filter data, and this is the moment that we set the criteria. So sometimes it will be Australia, the next time it will be some other country. So this is the moment that I want to use my criteria, my variable, my country, okay? And now, okay, I already have a selection copy, workbook add, paste it, select cells, make autofit, and now this is the full chunk of code that is generated for the pivot tables using macro recorder. And I just press delete. And this is the moment that I need, here is my pivot. Pivot, not T, not pivot. So, okay, a little bit more editing here. So this code we are generating by using save as, nothing more. And this is my path, and the file name is stored at the end of this row. You can see the Australia. So we need to replace Australia with my country. Yeah. Nice. And this is the worksheet course. So, what will be the next active sheet? So, when I close the workbook, the last sheet that we will select here in our data, because we filter it, remember, filter, copy, create new, paste, and do something with the new file. After then, close the file, and the active sheet will be this one. We need to go back to the sheet that I already called Help by Country, and need to select the new country, yeah? So the code here must be worksheet. Let me zoom it. With the name Help by country. Is it the same? Help by country, let me copy. Come on. Go back to the sheet. Select the next cells using active cell offset. The next row, the same column. And this will be all that I need for my loop. So, this is the beginning of my loop, and this is the end of my loop. So, at the beginning, I need to say, do while in active cell, I have some value. Do you familiar with this script? Okay. And at the end, I must say loop. Loop with loop. Nice. Loop. Okay. So at the end, actually, I need my pivot script. So I will write this in the separate procedure. Because I found this, I think, 10 years ago, somewhere, maybe, I don't know. Actually, I don't know. It was 10 years ago, but for me, it was the perfect script for pivot tables, because it's universal, and every time it's working. So the script is sub my pivot. Okay, for our table, let me show you. We need only the state column, and we need the sales column. And also, I need the pivot table. So at this moment, I need 3 variables. First one for the pivot table, and more 2 for the state and for the sales. Okay? So let's create them. Dim my pivot. No, it will be state pivot as pivot table, and 2 more for the different columns. Dim state as pivot field, and next one, dim, will be sales as, again, pivot field. Pivot field. Nice. So now, the interesting moment when you generate the pivot by using, for example, macro recorder, as you already know, pivot table has a name. And if you try to create 2 pivot tables in one file, with the same name, it's impossible. So this is the moment that I need to set my HTTP to be equal to active sheet dot, and the magic moment is pivot table wizard. Okay, so only this row of my code will generate the new sheet and all the stuff that I need to create a pivot table. And now I need just to order my pivot table. So first I need a column set. My next variable was called state. State. It must be equal to our pivot table stp p dot pivot fields, and the name of the column from my data is state. Okay, this must have orientation, orientation, and I want to put this in the data, in the row field. Also, I need a position for this, just in case, and this will be equal to 1. Okay, the next one will be, I need to set cells to be equal to, again, stp dot pivot fields, that my column, it's called cells, okay? And cells have orientation that is equal to data field, that's mean value in new pivot tables. And of course, we need some function. Usually we are using sum. Okay? So let me show you what will happen only if I run this one. Okay? This is my data. Just run this one. Oh, it's working, nice. What a surprise. So actually, this generates a simple pivot table with the states and the cells, okay? Now I will delete this. Oh, I don't need sound. Okay, I will delete this, I will delete this. And at the end, my pivot will go in this row. Nice. So.
Missing one activate or select.
Sorry?
There's missing one method. Activate down, select or activate. Yeah. Worksheets help by my country dot.
Thank you. Yes, select. Select activator, select. Yes. I just try to try to do something without testing. Let's press F-patent, what happened. So the last, let's see what will happen in a minute. So the last macro that I need to write is just to collect both, that create unique country with my second procedure. So for all macro for country. Okay, and I need to copy and paste this one. Okay, not my pivot, this one. So now we must cross the finger and press F-pad. Oops, there is a problem. So what is this? STP. No, there is a problem with the STPS pivot table. No, I don't have a data, actually. Yeah. nothing it's copied. So that's the problem. Because I delete one row. I know which one. And again, so here I filter the data, and here I just select only A1. I need to change a little bit this one. A1, and the next magic word is current region select. This will make something like Control A for me. So let's try again. Okay, we have a file here. Delete it. Do it again. I hope now it's working. F5. Come on. Now it's blinking. Wow. Wait. Nice. And this is the files. So let's see what happened in Germany. Okay, there is a state with the cells. Nice. So, of course, I do this. Usually, we usually write a macro, but forgot to save a file. There was a question. Someone is have a present with our T-shirt, but what were the new extension for the files that we keep the macro code? It was macro enable workbook is the file format, so we need to save the file XLSM. This is the first one. And my last slide is, if you're here, thank you so much to be our participant. Thank you to our sponsors. Thank you to our speakers. Thank you for your attendance. And last but not least, thank you so much to our staff from ITraining. And